Hi and welcome to the tech demo of Shard. It's an action-adventure game made by Team 6, set in the universe of the fairy tale by the Grimm brothers, the Snow Queen. For the game we're testing out a third-person camera. This is just a preliminary test, but we will be making the camera further away from the character so that the platforming sections actually work and the camera doesn't get in the way, like some games. We've implemented the double jump mechanic, which is actually already in the game, but we'll be extending the original form in order to make it work for us. The lighting is going to consist of a single directional light, as well as toggleable point lights for the torches, like this one here. We can make them dynamic or matinee because of this. The global illumination helps with performance, as every static mesh has an accompanying light map through the secondary UV channel. In the game we're aiming for atmosphere, so both the lighting and the background music have been created accordingly, and hopefully this will reflect the eerie atmosphere of the game. We used a variety of particle effects and materials to create the environment you see here. Because the seasons are a big part of our game, winter especially, we've created a particle effect for snow that uses collision to detect whether it's hit the floor or not, and this essentially allows us to make the snow disappear on impact as real snow would when it hits the floor. The fire scene in these torches were created using a combination of multiple effects, including smoke, embers and fire. The waterfall is a custom mesh created for the demo. It uses a material instance made from the river material to make it appear to fall faster. The water below it uses the player's position to create an interpolated opacity between two materials. What this basically means is that the closer the player is to the riverbed, the less opaque the water becomes, as you can see here. Okay, some of the pickups for the game include health files, which we've got here. We've changed the models of the original health packs in UDK to fit the aesthetic of our game. And while we'll use the original code to give the player health, we'll be making it more visual. Instead of there being percentages, we'll have health bars, and each pickup you grab will give you a certain amount of health. The shards, on the other hand, the other pickup object, they are more of a quest item. It's one of the main pickups in the game, and the player will be giving them after traversing from the path or from defeating bosses, as there'll be a few of them around. One of the most important meshes we've got in the game is this mirror here, which was created in 3ds Max. We used a cube map to make it look as though there's another world or season through it, which will be around the game as you go through the levels. This can be swapped out to show a reflection instead, and it'll eventually be a scripted placeable actor which will teleport the player to the next season, obviously as going through the levels will let you do. We can also use the same code for teleporting for lotuses in the second level, which will teleport the player locally through the map as part of one of the game's main puzzles. For a lot of the meshes created, we aimed for an emphasis on modularity, so most of them have multiple pieces, like the bridge here, which looks like one whole mesh, but is actually two pieces. The same bridge parts have been used to make these supports for this hut, and we intend to be able to use multiple meshes in this way to keep from making too many individual models. Other meshes created from scratch include the torches, which you've seen around the map, the mirror and waterfall seen previously, this pile of logs over here, and the hut itself and the fountain just over here. The willow tree is one of the most interesting actors in Shard. While being a convenient part of the scenery, it also acts as an enemy. While it's simply a mesh at this point, once completed the player will be attacked by the branches if he or she comes in within range. The material for the willow branches are simply instance planes. That way, if we want to put it in any other season where there would be leaves, all we have to do is make a new opacity and diffuse material and then swap it in. In regards to the animation itself, it'll be made using morph targets in 3ds Max and is exported as an anim set. As you can see, the map is actually quite large, and given the amount of particles in the scene, performance becomes a real issue. To tackle this, we plan on implementing level streaming based on distance, so once the player is 1024 UU away, for instance, certain parts of the level will no longer be streamed. This will save on memory and CPU load, hopefully keeping FPS high and smooth. Thank you for watching the tech demo, hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to making it.